Hello everyone, I am CS Advocate Ria Jariwala and we are back with the third and the final part of the chapter on deposits, that is the company deposits under section 73 to section 76A of the Companies Act 2013. ऑलराइट, तो हमने पिछले पार्ट में देखा था कि डिपॉजिट कितना एक्सेप्ट हो सकता है, क्या टेन्योर तक एक्सेप्ट हो सकता है, एंड द फर्स्ट कंप्लायंस ऑफ एक्सेप्टेंस ऑफ डिपॉजिट्स, दैट इज सर्कुलर्स एंड एडवर्टाइजमेंट्स व्हिच आर टू बी इशूड व्हेन यू एक्सेप्ट डिपॉजिट्स. So we had learnt about circulars. In this part, we are going to learn about two other requirements, that is the trustee and third is the security. ये तीन requirements जो है वो आपके डिपॉजिट के एक्सेप्टेंस के लिए ज़रूरी है. इसके अलावा in this part, after we finish these three requirements, that is circular, trustee and security, we are going to talk about repayment ऑफ डिपॉजिट्स. तो जो भी आपने एक्सेप्ट किया वो ऑफ कोर्स आपको रीपे करना पड़ेगा, एंड द पनिशमेंट और द पेनल्टी जो आपको फुलफिल करनी पड़ेगी इन केस यू वायलेट एनी प्रोविजंस ऑफ 73 to 76A of the Companies Act 2013. So we discussed the chapter on circulars and advertisements to be issued for the acceptance of deposits. Now we are going to talk about trustee for depositors. तो सबसे पहले who all this provision is applicable to. तो who is supposed to appoint a trustee? So everyone, ठीक है, all means an eligible company. सिर्फ दो ही तरह का तो deposits रहता है. One, the deposits accepted by eligible company. Eligible company can accept deposits from general public. And second is the company under section 73 subclause 2, means all those companies who can accept deposit from members. So all of them have to appoint a trustee for the depositors. हमने लास्ट टाइम पढ़ा था कि व्हेन यू आर एक्सेप्टिंग डिपॉजिट्स यू हैव टू इशू अ सर्कुलर और एन एडवर्टीजमेंट. नाउ यू कैन ओनली एंड ओनली issue a circular for secured deposits if a trustee is appointed. So if you want to issue any circular for secured deposits, then a trustee has to be appointed. Now, why do you think if a secured deposit is made, and why do you need a trustee? So basically, when you create a secured deposit, what does a secured deposit mean? Secured deposit means a deposit which is safe or secured by some kind of collateral security. Okay, it can be in the form of a charge, it can be in the form of a mortgage. Okay, so such a deposit is known as a secured deposit. तो टू वेरीफाई कि सिक्योरिटी बना है या नहीं, टाइम पे उसका क्रिएशन हुआ है, व्हाट इज द वैल्यू ऑफ दैट सिक्योरिटी, वेदर दैट सिक्योरिटी इज एक्चुअली a good security which has a good title in the name of the company. For doing all that, you need some person. Who will do it? It will be the trustee. Okay, he will ensure that you get your benefit properly. Now, for appointment of a trustee, first and foremost, you need to obtain the written consent from the trustee before appointment. तो अपॉइंटमेंट से पहले आपको कंफर्म करना है कि he has given you that consent, and that consent should be in writing. Implied consent नहीं चलेगा. It has to be an expressly written consent. Second requirement is that when you issue any circular, any advertisement for your deposits, you have to write there in bold, in clear, prominent words that the trustee has given consent for acceptance of deposits. Okay. When you appoint a trustee, you will execute a deposit trust deed. Okay. So trustee means someone who is appointed as a middleman between the depositors and the company. So when you appoint a trustee, he will act as an intermediary between the company and the depositors. And for that, for him to act as a middleman, him to act as an intermediary, you have to execute a deposit trust deed. Okay, the deposit trust deed will tell you what is the functions, what are the jobs or duties of that trustee, what are the rights of the trustee, what are the benefits that the depositors will get, if there is any honorarium salary that the trustee will get, what all will be given to him, what is his role. All that will be specified in the deposit trust deed. And in which form is it given? It is given in DPT 2. Okay, now at least 7 days prior to issuing of circular or advertisement, you have to execute your deposit trust deed. So first is how it should be in DPT2, and second is when, that is when the deposit trust deed will happen. It will happen at least 7 days prior to issuing of circular or advertisement. Now, can any person be appointed as a trustee? Okay, yes, any person can be appointed as a trustee except the disqualifications which are expressly given under the Act. So, who all cannot be appointed as a trustee? So, basically, now you know that this person is a neutral third party. He is a neutral and he is a third person. So by third person you mean that he cannot be a director, key managerial personnel, or an employee of the company or its holding subsidiary or associate company. So third person means uska neither he should have any relationship, that is a prior relationship with the company, nor should he have any prior relationship with the depositors. Okay. So that way a third person cannot be a director, a key managerial person, or an employee of the company, because otherwise he will not be able to do his job independently without any bias. Then secondly, he should not be a depositor of the company. Obviously, if he's a depositor, he will be more biased towards the rights of the depositors. Okay. And in दोनों का, these two categories का relative भी a trustee should not be. He should neither be director, KMP, employee, nor he should be depositor, and neither should he be a relative of these two categories. Then thirdly, he should not be a person indebted to a company. That is, he should not be a debtor of the company, or else the company can say, Chalo, I will forgive your loan. You do so and so illegal activity on my behalf in regard to the depositors, right? Of the company or the holding subsidiary and associate company. Then he should not be any person who has a material pecuniary relationship with the company. So the material pecuniary relationship has also been defined under the Companies Act. So ऐसा कोई इंसान नहीं होना चाहिए जिसका कंपनी के साथ एक substantial monetary transaction या relationship होता है. He should not be a vendor, not be a supplier, etc. for the company. Thirdly, he should not be a guarantor, that is, he should not be any person who has entered into a guarantee agreement in respect of principal debt secured by deposits or any interest thereon. So guarantor in respect of principal debts of the deposits, मतलब deposits को लेकर जो main principal amount है या फिर interest है उसका if anybody is a guarantor, then that guarantor can also not be a trustee. He is disqualified from being a trustee. So what are the several duties of a trustee? We saw why or how a trustee is appointed, right? We saw who all cannot be appointed as a trustee. Okay, then you have to execute a deposit trust deed. Now we will see what are the duties or what are the functions or the job of this trustee. Why do we need a trustee? We need a trustee to ensure that the assets on which a charge is created are sufficient to cover the repayment. Suppose you have issued deposits of approximately 5 lakhs and उसके बदले में the security you have created is of 3 lakhs. So is this asset sufficient? It is not sufficient. 2 lakhs ka deposits are not adequately secured. Now who will check this? The trustee will check this. Then you have to ensure that जो भी circular, advertisement, other documents which are issued for invitation to depositors, they are not inconsistent with the scheme or trust deed. Means whatever is stated in it is not misleading, is in compliance with the rules and the act. Then the company does not commit any breach of the trust deed. Your trust deed will be issued. When is it issued? It is issued 7 days, at least 7 days prior to the issuance of the circular or advertisement. So that trust deed should also not commit any breach. Okay, that all the conditions that are given in the trust deed, all the covenants, all the provisions are satisfactorily complied with. Then in case there is any breach, agar compliance try kiya and still there is some kind of breach, then the trustee will make sure, or trustee will go to the court on behalf of all the depositors. He will ensure that an adequate remedy is taken from the company. That is his job. Then if there is any security created, suppose इधर charge लिखा था हमने ऊपर, if there is any other security created, then he will ensure कि अगर repayment नहीं हुआ, ठीक है, ये जो 3 लाख का repayment का time आया, 5 lakhs का repayment था, this is not done and there is a land on which the security is created. Now the trustee will sell this land, procure the money and ensure the repayment. So he will make the security enforceable. He will auction the land, he will auction that security, he will get the money out of it, he will reduce the charges that were required for conducting the sale or the auction, and then he will make the necessary repayment. Then when a security has to be created, he will supervise the implementation of the creation of that security. And if a deposit insurance has been entered into by the company, he will ensure that the terms of that deposit insurance have also been implemented. Second last one is, if there are any interests of the depositors which are getting prejudiced by the action of the company, okay, the interests of the depositors are not sufficiently addressed, unka koi grievance hai, so the trustee will be that intermediary who will communicate those grievances, who will resolve those issues, and he will call a meeting whenever necessary. So he will call a meeting when necessary. And what are the two circumstances where you will need that meeting? First is if at least 1/10 in value, okay, of the time being outstanding deposits. So 1/10 means not the 1/10 of the depositors. It means suppose 5 lakhs का deposits हमने accept किया था, pending है, outstanding है 5 lakhs. Out of this, if 10% in value means 50,000 का लोग value वाले depositors, they send a requisition in writing कि हमको एक meeting करना है. So then the trustee will organize or conduct a meeting. Secondly, if there is any circumstances by which the trustee feels अरे ये हो गया, security inadequate है, or the land on which the security was created, now there is some dispute on that land, कोई notice मिली है, there is some litigation that has come up, or any other circumstance or situation which has prejudiced the interests, okay, of the depositors, or it has affected the interest of the depositors, जिसकी वजह से there is a chance that future में there can be a default, then in that case the trustee will call a meeting. So we saw about the appointment and the duties of trustee. The last part is the removal of trustee. Removal means when his tenure is not complete, okay, before the expiry of his tenure, suppose he was appointed for 5 years. So before the expiry of these 5 years, if there is a reason that the trustee has to be removed, so how will he be removed? He will be removed by with the consent of all the directors present at a meeting of board of directors. Two conditions have to be taken care of. One, if there is a board of directors and suppose in the meeting 20 directors का board है, 14 directors are present, so all these 14 directors have to give their consent. Second, if the company is such a company where you need at least one independent director. So Companies Act में दिया है ना, there are certain kinds of companies where you need independent directors. Then in that case, at least one independent director should be present at such meeting. Okay, so this is the procedure. Two conditions have to be complied with. First, in the meeting of board of directors, all the directors which are present, all the directors present term, not all directors which attended the meeting have to give their consent. And second, if it is a company which is a company having independent directors, then at least one director has to be present in such meeting. So the first requirement was issuance of circular. The second requirement was a trustee. And now the third requirement is the creation of a security. Who all is this creation of security applicable to? So eligible company and company under section 73 subclause 2. Eligible company means company accepting deposits from public, and company under section means section 73 subclause 2 means company accepting deposit from the members. Both of them, whenever you invite secured deposit, secured means that which is backed by some kind of security. So in that case, you need to create a security. Why do you need to create a security? For the due repayment of the principal plus interest of the deposits. Now, how will you create the security? First, it should not be in the nature of pledge. It should not be pledge. What else can it be then? If it is not pledge, then it can be charge, it can be mortgage, it can be lien, but it cannot be pledge. Whose name the security will be created? It will be created in the name of trustee. I told you in the very first instance when we were discussing why we need a trustee. We need a trustee to create securities, to look after those securities, to enforce those securities. So it will be created in the name of the trustee. On what? On specific movable or specific immovable property of a company or any interest therein excluding intangible assets. तो पहली चीज तो intangible assets like goodwill etc. will not come. Intangible तो नहीं होना चाहिए. Movable property हो सकता है या immovable property हो सकता है, but that has to be specific. And it can be either on that property or it can be on any interest therein. Suppose you don't own the property but you have a lease of that property, so you can create a security on that lease. Okay, so that is called as creation of a security on any interest. Now how much are you going to create? So it has to be at least that part which remains unsecured by the deposit insurance. So your insurance and your security will together, insurance जो होगा, suppose there is a deposit for 5 lakhs again, उसमें से the insurance covers 3 lakhs. So at least remaining 2 lakhs के ऊपर you have to make the security. Now the amount of such deposits and the interest shall not exceed the market value of such assets. So the maximum, आप जो security create करोगे, suppose you are creating a security on a land. तो लैंड का वैल्यू कौन सा कंसिडर होगा? You will consider the market value of that land which is assessed by a registered valuer. Now, presently, in case of stocks, shares, debentures, etc., valuation is conducted either by a merchant banker, independent merchant banker registered with SEBI, or an independent chartered accountant in practice having a minimum experience of 10 years. The third point, the total value of security, that is the deposit insurance plus the charge or the security, shall not be less than the amount accepted and the interest. So, one second. So, the deposit insurance plus the charge has to be how much? It should be minimum, equals to minimum of the deposits that are accepted plus any interest payable thereon. So now when I said 5 lakh ka deposit accept kiya, तो 3 lakh so suppose the deposit accepted is of 5 lakhs. The deposit insurance was of 3 lakhs. So this cannot be 2 lakhs. This will be 5 lakhs plus whatever interest. Suppose 50,000 is your interest. So this will be 2 lakh 50,000. Okay, you get it? So the deposit insurance plus the charge has to be at least the deposits that are accepted and the interest payable thereon. And for whatever deposits you do not create any security, you have to write in the circular and in those deposits unsecured, ऐसे bold में you have to quote them as unsecured deposits. Now that we have finished the part on acceptance of deposits, we come to the second part. So whatever you take, you have to give it back, right? So this is repayment. You accepted those deposits, now you have to give it back. Now when will you give it back? You can take, or maximum you have to repay the deposits maximum within 3 years from the date of such deposits. We saw the tenure was 6 to 36 months, right? Tenure. So maximum कितने के लिए accept कर सकते हो? 36 months, that is 3 years. So within 3 years or on or before the expiry of period. Suppose your deposit period is only 2 years. So which is the earlier of both? 3 years or 2 years? 2 years. So you will give it back within 2 years. Okay. So earlier of 3 years or before the expiry of the period of those deposits. Now when you will repay those deposits, you will be creating a statement of those deposits. Now the statement of existing deposits will be created in form DPT4. And what all will you write? You will write all the deposits that you have accepted, what is unpaid, the interest, and what are the arrangements that you have made for that repayment. We saw now there was a liquid account, that is deposit repayment reserve account, that you were supposed to create. Then what securities you have created, all those particulars will come under the statement of existing deposits. Suppose you do not want to repay within this period, then you will apply to the NCLT, who is NCLT, National Company Law Tribunal, and you will make an application for extension of the deposits. Okay, and when you make an application for extension, NCLT will look into the following factors, that is the financial condition. ठीक है, हम extension तो देंगे पर आपके पास पैसा है या नहीं है to repay it in future. What amount of deposit is unpaid, then what is the interest and other similar matters. In case there is a failure to repay those deposits within the prescribed time limit, then there will be a fine on the company and the officers in default. Officers in default means people like who are responsible for conducting the day-to-day management of the company. This includes people such as the key managerial personnel, managing director, company secretary, etc. So what is the punishment for the company? Minimum fine होगा कितना? Minimum 1 crore to maximum 10 crore, and this fine will be in addition to the interest and the deposit. मतलब आपको वो repay तो करना ही है, whatever is the deposit you have accepted, whatever is the interest that you have to pay, all that you have to repay. In addition to that, you will also have to pay a fine of minimum 1 crore and maximum 10 crore by the company and by the officers in default. So either there will be an imprisonment of maximum 7 years or a fine of minimum 25 lakhs or maximum 2 crores or both. Okay. So this is the punishment where there is a failure to repay within the prescribed time limits. And this punishment is in addition to the repayment of the existing deposits. Premature repayment of deposits. So suppose a depositor has deposited an amount with you for 2 years, and on the expiry of 1 year the depositor says that please sir, मुझे अभी urgently पैसों का ज़रूरत है, I want to withdraw my deposit. Okay, so how will that deposit happen? So there are two conditions. पहले तो if the deposit was repayable on 10%, now you will reduce it and that will be paid on 9%. You will reduce it minus 1. So the interest rate that was initially payable will be reduced by 1. Secondly, that depositor can make an early withdrawal or a premature withdrawal only after expiry of 6 months. मतलब 6 months से पहले पहले तो कोई भी withdraw नहीं कर सकता. Okay, and अगर 6 months के बाद you decide that you want to withdraw, you will get an interest rate reduced by minus 1%, that is reduced by 1%. Now there are two exceptions to this. First is complying with rule 3. You remember एक था 3 to 6 months वाले deposits. We had discussed this at length when we were discussing the tenure of deposits. So if this deposit is made in compliance with that 3 to 6 months wala condition, then this minus 1% not applicable. Okay. And second, providing for war risk or related benefits to whom? To Navy, Army, Air Force or their families on application made by association of society or society formed by such personnel during a period of emergency under Article 352, that is national emergency के time पे, for providing for war risk or other benefits if the family of Navy, Army, Air Force or such personnel apply. Through whom? Directly? No, not directly. Through the association or the society formed by such people, then also this minus 1% उनको applicable नहीं होगा and they will get the whole interest, that is 10%. So these two people will get 10%, these two will get 10 minus 1, that is 10 minus 1, that is equal to 9%. Okay. Renewal for availing higher rate of interest. Suppose today you deposit a certain rupees for 2 years at the rate of 10%. Now upon expiry of 1 year, you realize that यार अभी अगर मैं deposit करता तो I will get an interest at 12%. So what I will do, I will withdraw this deposit and I will renew it. Now this renewal has to happen when? It should happen before the expiry of period of deposits. That is, ये 2 years खत्म होने से पहले renew होना चाहिए. That is the first condition. So here when you are doing it after 1 year. Perfect. Condition is met. Now secondly, for how long should this deposit be renewed? It should be renewed for at least minimum, this is the minimum condition, at least minimum ये जो पहला deposit जब expire होने वाला था उतने पीरियड से ज्यादा पीरियड के लिए आपने इसको रिन्यू करना चाहिए. So this was 1 year was left ना, so you should have at least done it for some period which is unexpired after that. And how should it happen? It should happen in accordance with the rules, that is company acceptance of deposit rules 2014. Now in this case, as a note, please remember that a period which is less than 6 months will be excluded, and which is period which is more than or equal to 6 months will be called as equal to 1 year. Now we are coming to the last part of the lecture today, that is the penalties and punishment. तो हमने already देखा था failure to repay the deposits के लिए क्या क्या punishment थी, है ना. कंपनी के ऊपर punishment थी, officer in default के ऊपर punishment थी. In addition to that, if you contravene any section, any provision of section 73 or 76, then there will be a fine of minimum 1 crore or 200% of the amount of deposit accepted by the company. Okay, so if it is 1000 rupees, 10,000 rupees ka deposit which is accepted, so that will become, okay, this much, at least maximum 10 crore. So 1 crore to maximum 10 crore tak ka deposit you can set as penalty. Who will give this penalty? The tribunal. Okay, and on the company. But ये 200% maximum कितना हो सकता है? 10 crore. ठीक है. And officer in default, same thing, imprisonment maximum 7 years or fine 25 lakh to 2 crore or both. Now this is the special punishment जो expressly act में provisions के contravention के लिए दिया गया है. Now what is the general punishment? So the general punishment would be, that is where no punishment is prescribed in the act. मतलब act में उन particular provisions के लिए कोई भी punishment नहीं दी है. In that case there will be a general punishment on the company and every officer in default. कितना होगा? Maximum of 5,000 rupees. And if it is a continuing offense, means आज भी offense, वो आपने कल भी नहीं किया, परसों भी नहीं किया, तो every day का that is called as continuing offense. So continuing offense में fine up to rupees 500 for every day after the first day, means first day को exclude कर देंगे, आगे से आपको calculate करना है. ठीक है, every day you will get 500, 500, 500. This will keep accumulating until you keep doing that offense. Okay, so these are the penalties and punishments. Always remember that this penalty and punishment is in addition to the amount of deposit repayable along with interest. So deposit plus interest और उसको छोड़ के you will add this fine or penalty. Alright, then we have come to the end of our lecture on the chapter of deposits under the Companies Act 2013. Stay tuned and subscribe for more such informative videos. Thank you.